So you're ready for action, Claire. Ready to save a life. Excellent. And so I forgot your name already. It was V. What was this? What was your name again? It was V. Nevant. Oh yeah. No, I'm just very bad with names. Aren't I, Kate? Sorry, it was a crap joke as well. Okay, well, are we ready for checklist then? Yes, we better.
Clare surgical
Just you, I think. Hello, Rebecca. No, videographer.
So this gentleman's having a vital lobectomy with the robot assisted. We don't have the cryo. We'll be doing that. We'll be doing the injections in the intercostal spaces, and I think we're going to do an on-cubal at the end.
Yeah, I think so.
So in terms of planning, we're hoping for no emergencies. If there is bleeding, but it's controllable, someone will press on the robot, we'll have a quick discussion, decide what to do, and open in a controlled manner. If it's uncontrolled bleeding, then Joel, who's at the bedside, will do an emergency thoracotomy and get in. And if the heart stops for a reason not related to us, then we will just turn on the back and do CPR and shots as necessary.
Right, perfect.
Steps. No concerns and aesthetic wise. No allergies. One round already. Sterility happy?
Yeah.
Ready. Anyway, if you want me, we can start.
Yeah, could start the warmer now. Yeah.
Chimney control. No need. Please require CS machine.
Yep.
That's yes. And then we provide positive when
Yep. Okay, thank you.
Stopped abruptly, didn't it? Got a little thing there. Yeah, ran out of boxes. Yeah. Ran out. We need more boxes. That's what this world needs. We've got a little sleeve, nice sleeve thing. I'll keep. Guess you could put the CO2 on there, Denisa, if you're right next to it. Perfectly timed. Perfect. Thank you. Okay, that's 3 out of 4. There you go. Let's try and not resterilize this. There you go, 4 out of 4. Show it in there.
That could be too hot for this.
It'll be out very soon, don't you worry.
Not fires.
Yeah. Yeah, no fires. Why, when was there a fire?
When was the fire?
When was the fire? Shit. I don't know. Was there one? Really?
Birds through the drapes.
Oh, shit. In the mead? Oh, God. Wow, that's a bad thing. Yeah, yeah. We won't do that.
When you're ready, I'll have the local green meat.
Excellent. More than I remembered to do, that's for sure.
Someone didn't check it the other week, and I said, "Oh, was it you?" I said, "I'd given you a snake venom."
Well, that'd do me, yeah. You got the 12mm port there, we'll just connect it up. Yeah. Cleanliness is good.
Does that camera have sound as well?
It does. So if you do you got any dodgy stories you want to tell me? But it's
Well,
just
we've got
going to be very
some-
good friends. You're going to be watching and listening. It's not for general
gonna have a-
consumption.
Okay, so same space.
Yeah.
And see what that is in relation to the official.
Yeah. A beautiful camera. Got a job for you. First job. Hold the camera. Don't move. Perfect job. Syed's getting involved. Yeah, no, I pretty much agree with.
It's probably a little bit low on the session. I'll go, yeah.
Okay.
That's how they like that one.
With your hand, if you just hold just where the port is, it's wanting to sort of drop in a bit, so that'll help you to be nice and still. That's great. Thanks.
A little bit on the muscle line. Just go a little bit further back.
Yeah. Okay.
In terms of the official position. So I'll inject there, and then I'll just do my incision a little bit.
Okay. Got an 8mm. So me making you lean over, aren't I? Right. So then I'm going to pull back a little bit.
So halfway.
Yeah, hold that nice and tight. So we're trying to watch where her needle's going to come through. So we're sort of looking out for it. And then when we know where it is, we're going to try and center on it. So you have to hold it tight.
We might have to take that still.
Why? Oh, is it
Yeah.
just on? Oh, do you think we can just screen that? It's just, yeah, let's screen that. It's just touching your chest a little bit. Okay. Yeah, get a piece of green. So, yeah, okay, yeah. Yeah, screen tape. Yeah.
And on the form, we're going to put Joel Dunning.
Oh, do they not? Oh, does Sue not like them? But let's get stick. It's a bit sticky. I'll go. I'll tell her. She likes me. You're gonna.
No, this is tall Sue.
Oh yeah, yeah. No, I haven't met tall Sue, have I? It's. Yeah. So another 8 mil.
I assume probably he's gonna show me about how to
Yes.
that's on the video, by the way. So, right. Somewhere.
Another 8 mil port.
If Vicky comes in, she finishes at 4 and it's half an hour.
I'll hide it. I'll hide it.
You're hoping
I'll hide it my best.
We'll put our arms over it if Vicky comes.
Yeah, okay, it's a deal. We'll clear. As long as you get me a finger of a glove, I'll be happy.
That's on camera, isn't it?
Oh shit! Yeah, no, it's not going to you. It's not going to anybody. It's just a test. It actually isn't. We're actually just trying to use it regularly to make sure we can fix all the IT silliness of it.
Wasn't even thinking about it.
No, I wasn't looking either. So it's just very long. The cable's very long.
Same space. Alright, I need to see if I can get that low next. I'm trying to go down here. It's alright, we've decided we're going to write on it, me and Becky,
Especially for you, Sue. Yeah, especially for you. Enjoy your day, bitch. Yeah. You got that 12 mil, thanks. Thank you. Guess at least it'll be quicker without the cryo. By 10 minutes. I know. It's I'm feeling slightly guilty, but it's not our fault. So the rest of the country aren't using it yet. So the randomised trial doesn't show benefit yet. Yeah.
Medium syringe back. Yep, so that's a
Yeah. For your benefit, that rolled up bit of muscle there, that's the diaphragm. It's being pushed down because of the CO2, and Claire's going to get just above the diaphragm. And this is the intercostal space. This is our most important port because then we don't get crushed if it's a good one. Yeah. That's vertical. No, I think we're full on the number of ports. We'll be on the detailed medical needle with local next. Good stuff. Right. So, which holes?
So last time I thought I had to go in one of the.
There's a weirdness here. Miss Becky, that says 12 on it, but I could swear that's an 8. Should we change that for an 8? That's a 12. Oh yeah, the spare one might have a cap. Well noticed. Let's take the choker out of this. Yeah. hand over.
I am not a doctor. So. Yeah, it's got that seal cap on.
Cool. All right. Let's
There you go.
Okay, bang that on.
You have to use this. Pardon?
Yeah.
Oh, no, this.
That's right, yeah. You're freaking now, aren't you? It's like, my God, I nearly killed a patient. First case, and he nearly died.
When I did it for the camel one, I couldn't get far enough the needle, so I
Okay.
had to go through this one.
Okay, it's a deal then.
Put this on, especially for Sue. Sue today for your breast SSD, who plays the instruments that she hits.
So I have the from the big DTR test.
Got a bit left in this one.
Yeah, you can do that bit again. That's me to start. And then I'll start with a big long full one. So that
Just hold this snap at, just hold that. Obviously, yeah, now you're dead scared about it, but just a tiny bit of dripping there. Don't want nothing to drip. Okay, here you go. Yeah, whatever gets it there. Guess actually, I mean, you can actually do it through the hole without a port. Just put the trocar through
No,
there,
just hit it. I don't need
Becca. Just sometimes, just sometimes it just cranks a bit more, doesn't it? So give it a bash. Yeah. Yeah. So just try and get over there. Just trying to retract the lung of it. Yeah, it's can't. Yeah, okay. Oh my God! He says, "What are you doing?" He's wondering what you're doing. What the hell? Yeah. Shall I? That's me. I tried 30 down, couldn't I? Let's try. That look a bit better. It's actually not too bad. It's a bit better actually. 30 down, isn't it? So NAPAC, this is local anaesthetic, and we're seeing white intercostal nerves next to ribs, so we're injecting the nerves that hurt like hell after operations. So just above that, there's a little white line, that is the nerve. So, and we kind of usually freeze them as well, but we're just localing them today, just because our freezer has broken.
What does freezing nerve actually do?
The freezing knocks out the nerve for 2 to 6 months, which is a good thing because they hurt for a good few weeks after surgery. So
it's going to be quite good.
we've done a cohort study group of 25 who had this on its own robotically and 25 had this on its own plus cryo, and there was quite significant differences. It wasn't a randomized trial, but it was most of the operations were done by the same surgeon, and everything else was, as far as you could tell, the same, done by a registrar called Ben. And so the only conclusion we could come to was probably it's the cryo, but we've actually applied for an official randomized trial, which should really prove that. But we've got no real good reason to suspect that we had massive biases in the group. And we came out with some big differences. So
Do you have less time in recovery?
yeah, well, I think it does say a lot, even though that's very unscientific. It says a lot when recovery staff can tell. Right.
How much left? Oh, not a lot. Like 2 mils. And we've got the on cue on the side if you need it.
Perfect. Yeah, it'll be the end.
Just move your head slightly.
Sorry. Mhm.
Try and give me enough time. So you're definitely using the on cue.
We're definitely using the on cue. So you've got 3 hours.
Min, are you okay to do a script for the on cue board, please? A prescription for the, the on cue. Is that okay? Yes. You've got the logo.
You can't open it.
Yeah. I'm just gonna put it
Sure. Yeah. So,
on
yeah, I can
that last bit.
see where's
Oh, yeah,
easiest.
the last
Got that other port again, thanks. And, you got the introducer on it? Yeah, so it's both smoking and living in a smoky town. So even non-smokers get it. You got the Johan, so I can help a bit of retraction. Thank you. So I can help you out a little bit. If my head gets in the way, let me know. God, he's got gorgeous lungs. I'm sort of wondering, always, why do you just chuck it in that fat pad there? So, higher in the chest. Yeah, bang it there. And get the bevel in more. The bevel's got to disappear under the fat, the back of the bevel. A bit more, bit more. That should do it, yeah. Is that all there was? Huh. Okay. Oh. Okay, next bit.
Yeah, just stop for something. Round towards us and then in there. Just slightly towards me, very slightly.
I think towards you.
Yeah. Okay, that's going to be good. I already put the arrow in there.
Is that going to reach, do you think?
Maybe just going a little bit further.
A little bit farther.
Straight on. Yeah, no, a little bit more.
That's at right angles there. So that there.
So that is going towards that. So
Yeah.
let's come back a little bit more if you can.
A bit more.
Yep. So, a bit more. And more.
Okay. So now they've got the little thick black lines on them. And the thick black lines is where exactly it should be on the skin. So, because that's going to not move when we that line looks very nice. And now you don't have to hold the camera because we can just watch how these things get connected up. Because you'll be able to do that pretty soon. That's okay. So it's on a non-camera. Where do you want it? Do you want it somewhere else? Candy film. Let's put it on the back one. Sure. Doesn't really matter. It's just got to be out of the way somewhere. It's fine. Right. Do you want your one?
So I've got. So they definitely is the options again. Okay. Really, very long.
Big hole in it.
Oh, wait till I have to put it out and then I'll get it.
Is this one not really doing?
That's ours. That's mine. That's mine and yours. That one is. That's all we've got. Let's have the tip up. Yeah, well, I was tempted, but I'm going to steal it back for long volume reduction. You got the tip up there, thanks. So now put these just go in, keep them closed, just shove it in, and then you have to let it do a little dance. When it's done a dance, then there's all these. This is a clear blue. When it flashes, we're in charge, so we can shove things in. So put that there, and let's have the bipolar. Yeah, you can. In there first. Then we've got two buttons. This is the one we're going to use. There's a button up here that makes it flash. Then that puts it under us assistance control, and then we're done. Right, how are we getting on there, Claire? How's it all going? Yeah, yeah. The arms are nicely spread, aren't they? And oh yeah, thank you. I will do that. And yeah, all the little valves are off. Energy's on. It's looking good. Go do an operation. Lights down, thanks. So, to 2. This side, if you like. There. So, you've got some swabs. You've got some robot swabs. So basically we've got one hole. So all we can do is shove stuff in and play with stuff. So have a look go with your left hand of shoving it in and just making sure you know what happens when it goes in. Because it's something. Damn swabs. Can we bring this screen to face towards us a bit more? So there you go. So if you're going to go, it's left, right, up, down. So you can sort of have a little move around and then open and close. So that's because we might need to grab stuff. And then finding where you are in the chest is always a bit weird. Try and put it in again. It's because when you shove it, you always shove very gently, just in case you're going to go this way. You'd hit something, so you're very gentle. Right, now if we're going to put something in the chest, the instruments are not working, is it? Oh, sorry. Oh, sorry. I just put this in, and it's my fault. And we haven't even done. Too busy buggering about. 30 down. Whoops. Sorry. Yeah, putting it 30 down. I completely didn't do my job. You've got the clarify. Clarify, that's what it says on the packet. It's called Clarify. If you look on the packet, it says Clarify. What do you call it? D-Help? It used to be called D-Help. It changed its name. That's so last year. Oh, that's because you're really old. It's because you're ancient. And, I don't. So, so it should all be over to you. Let's have another robot. I know. Napat's not trained yet, so you just grab it, close quite hard, and then shove it in. So,
do I do that with my hand?
That's easier, isn't it, that way? Afraid you've got to be ambidextrous.
A little bit.
Right. Shove it in. Sometimes you can hold the port with the other hand, and then now she's gone a bit lower, so you're going to have to go a bit lower. And when you see it, just drop it, open, and come out. And that's it. It's easy, isn't it? So we're going to be putting things in and out, and we've also got a sucker. This little thing sucks. Yeah, we'll do. Yeah, she's quite bossy, as you've seen. So we've got to keep up. Yeah. So I can go down and help sort of suck and things like that. And this is the diaphragm. It's actually the spine there. Esophagus is going to be in there. It's just.
Do you use to suck? Is it just the other
so there's a little button to suck, and it's so this one. You press that. So one thing about the suction, that's for irrigation. We haven't set it up, but one thing about the suction is that machine there is blowing CO2 in the chest at a set rate of 6 liters a minute. 6 liters a minute is not that much. We suck at way more than that. So if I were to suck a lot, the lungs are going to come up because I'll suck more CO2 out than that machine can put back in. So we just literally, it's always like that. Even if there's lots of fluid, the only different situation is if you can get completely underwater, then it's not going to suck air. It's whenever you suck CO2, it's gonna be a bad thing. So Claire, you've got Syed listening carefully. You can always tell Syed what you're up to, and yeah, and yeah. Oh, look, and there's Syed's little annoying cones. Yeah, and you guys can just you can decide the lymph nodes together. And sometimes I put this if it's a bit smoky. Again, tiny little puffs, and then so obviously Claire's can do the op, and then sometimes we're going to change these instruments. So if you change them, when she says you can take them out, never before, there's a button either side, a grey button, so you can touch it very lightly just now. There's a button on this side, so to take it out, you squeeze and lift out, and then it'll come out. And then to put another one in, just put it in there first, and then click it, and then the one tip to the other. So let's have a thing. Burns it away. Have you seen much surgery? Have you been in surgery much? Yeah. Have you seen any robot cases?
No, this is the
No?
first one.
Good. Yeah, we're the best.
I feel like every specialty has said that about them so far.
Oh, colorectal. Oof, smells of poo. And basically, orthopedics, the registrar can do all the operations because they're so easy. Basically, big Meccano set. Everything in the abdomen smells of poo or piss. That's not nice. And then brain surgery is just a bit gross. There's no space and you can't use robots. So
Everything is about robots.
yeah. Well,
Robots.
cardiac surgery is quite fun as well. I will acknowledge that stopping someone's heart for an hour and lungs for an hour and doing an operation is quite cool.
Very cool.
I'm going to let them have that one. And pediatric heart surgery is very, very cool. So stopping the heart and lungs of a baby is good. That's fun. And then heart transplants are very, very cool. Stopping the heart and lungs and then ripping them out and chucking them in the bin and putting new ones in. That's really cool. Yeah, and the Freemen do them. So when you're up there, you always end up seeing a few and things. Never actually done one, but seen a few. The camera is a bit splodgy. I just like do a bit of a feed with it. Have you got the little pipe cleaner as well? So this thing's got a little bit of liquid in the bottom of it, and then this can clean the port. So, and then you can see on the screen it's a bit less splodgy.
Okay.
It's recommended we're meant to flop this over here as well. I'm not quite sure how much it helps, but it clears this out a little bit. It's not a big deal, but all the reps are very into that. That's actually better, isn't it? You don't realise how bad it is until you get a clean view. So looking on the screen where my sucker is, that's the vertebral bodies. That's actually the spine.
Okay.
That big blood vessel there is called the azygos, which drains blood from the back of the chest. Claire's just operating just over a bronchus, an airway. And where my sucker's pointing is the airway going to the lower and middle lobe, and she's going towards the bronchus that goes to the upper lobe.
Okay.
And because we want to disconnect the bronchus to the upper lobe. And obviously the arteries to the upper lobe and the veins to the upper lobe, and then the upper lobe itself, because that's the one with the tumour in. So you basically do an hour of taking lymph nodes out and doing a load of cleanup, and then we do all the division stuff, and actually all the cleanup makes it very easy. Yeah, correct. Yeah. As Claire says, station 7's there. This is the bottom of the right main bronchus. Then it's splitting into bronchus intermedius and upper lobe bronchus. So Claire's now over the top of the upper lobe bronchus. In here is the division, which we're going to clean out in a bit after you've done all that. And then that's station 7 with the vagus there. Yeah, just that streak there is the vagus, esophagus, station 7. But quite rightly, Claire's just cleaning everything out to make it easier for the future. Obviously, side that is the membranous portion you see at the back. So you see kind of two ridges of the cartilaginous portion. So you can get fooled because it sort of sinks in. But that's the top and the bottom of the bronchus intermedius with a sucked in membranous bronchus, because we've obviously got one lung isolation. And that makes this weird divot. Just occasionally you accidentally dissect in the middle there thinking your bronchus up here, and then you end up in the airway. That's it's embarrassing. But then you just need suture and then you can fix it. Put a few stitches in. Not that I've ever done that ever. I saw one once on a video. Yeah. You could check down the back of my top if you want. Yeah. Shove it down the back a minute. It's fine. It'll just dangle. It's pig-headed.
Yes.
Oh, you're a hero. I like your stubbornness. You mended it. You saved the day. You've mended the silly headset. Well done. So you can see she's now taking a lymph node. That means we're going to be in action pretty soon. So grab that, get ready, make sure that's horizontal. And you can even just go and sit at the bottom of the screen, nice and slowly. She doesn't need us yet. Let's see if you can get yourself to the bottom of the screen. That's it now. Sit nice and so the lower you can go, the better, because you're more out the way for her. And then horizontal, just put that to sideways and just sit there ready for action. You can even open and close to practice, but your mission now is to be as unbugging to her as possible. And then when she gives it to you, we do want it to be in the middle. If it goes to the side, it just can knock itself off on the ports and things. So
Just that.
yeah, well, if you close it, we'll just make sure it's quite a big one. So, and the other thing to get a bit of a gauge on is, you see how big it is. We want it to be the same size when it comes out our end as it looks in there, because you can just easily knock them off otherwise. Because then we can say, oh, it's not all out, and Claire can go and look for the bits if we miss it. Enjoying yourself there, Becky? It's good for your muscles, isn't it? That? Got bad neck? Oh, do you want some bupivacaine with an intercostal? Oh, I can do anything I like. Yeah, to someone who's not a patient. Okay, yeah, so tell Claire all out. Say all out and open for me. What are you calling that? 8, okay. All right. Mrs. Bad Neck, that's something important. I think we'll go for R8. We're on the right. We're in the right.
I think I slept funny on Sunday night. I've got a massive ball on my neck.
Not quite. Oh, who are you sleeping with? I mean, where were you sleeping? It's just your own bed, was it? Your cats?
Oh God, no, I've got a cat.
Oh, you don't have cats. You're not a crazy cat woman. I cried. Should have put it down. She just shot it. No need for a dog. Smells. Yeah. So Claire's, we were just pointing out that's the vagus, and underneath it's the esophagus. So that you'll see some vertical fibers of the esophagus. Maybe you'll see them a bit better in a bit, but basically they go north to south as smooth muscle. And esophageal surgeons take that out for esophageal cancer, some robotically, although not many. In America, thoracic surgeons are also esophageal surgeons, so they do esophagus and lungs. But correct, yeah, you can see it. It's just, yeah, I am in 10-4. Yep. So there are some pulmonary branches that go to the lungs, and because there's some sensation, some secretion activity in parasympathetics, and so the vagus does give a few vessels across to the lung, and so we routinely chop those, although we're trying to preserve the actual main branch of the vagus. Yeah, okay.
So these are just little parts to know.
Yeah, just sides giving advice as well. Yeah, I think we're a little bit too much to the left, weren't we? But now you can see station 7. The view there gets so much better when you're on the console. Like another time you can sit where Syed's sitting because it's a spare console basically, and like they just got such good view. It's like you're standing inside there.
Is it like 3D inside?
Yeah, totally. It's just
There's one assistant usually here and one assistant usually on console.
well, the reason for having 2 is so that myself as a consultant can train a registrar. So Clare's quite good though. So we did that at the start, and then when you get better, then I can just come and assist here. And so yeah, so initially you can do 2 surgeon operators. I'm going with Inshaw on Friday. There's a consultant there doing his first case after. So I'm going to do a dual consultant, a 2 consult. Sure. Yeah. So we tend to put 1 in, 1 out, just to. There you go. So on the method on removing these, you've got to squeeze it really tight.
Yeah.
It always hits the port quite badly, and then just if you don't hold really tight, it'll just fall off in the chest, and then it drops down the bottom, and you can't, and then it's out of view. The surgeon can find it, but then obviously that just puts them off.
Yeah, exactly.
So they are a little bit tedious to take away.
So when he points the little arrow, does she see
Yeah.
to
So so the dual consoles, they can both be the surgeon. So you can press a button. So if I were to let them change over, Syed could then be the surgeon, or I could be the surgeon, whatever, if I was there. But when you're not the surgeon, your hand controls are pointers. So that, let's say I'm training and I don't want to be the surgeon, but I want to show somebody something,
Okay.
I can.
Where is he actually seated? Is he just seated?
Hmm?
Where is he actually seated?
No, yeah.
Is that?
Yeah, that's Syed. That's the guy with the pointers, and Claire's operating there. So yeah.
Oh, sorry. Okay, I got.
Oh yeah, no. I won't tell him. He thought you were Claire. He thought Claire was there, and I was like, I think that's a compliment for your slimness. Let's just not think too carefully about it. But generally, a compliment. Yeah, a lot of people ask about the advantage of robotics. So the other way of doing it is doing endoscopic surgery. I stand here with little sticks, like literally using these, but these don't articulate. And when I go one way, it goes the other way in the chest. So, it's quite difficult, isn't it, grabbing these things? That's because we're all going the wrong way. So you can do this by endoscopic technique. It's just a massive pain in the ass. It's quite difficult and just takes forever to teach people. This is just so easy to teach and train. Like, it's totally stable. We've got 3D vision. He's got 3 arms. Claire's got control of the camera and an extra arm. So I think the big advantage of robotics is actually teaching and training. It's the dream. It's actually.
How long is it usually trained to take to be fully trained?
So it depends a lot on where you start at. So I'm a trainer for Intuitive for this robot. So I go around training a lot of consultant level people that have done hundreds of open cases or the endoscopic cases.
Mm-hmm.
So for them, it's about 25 or so. If you've actually ever done never, and this is your first time you're learning, then obviously you've got the additional bit of learning to do a lobectomy. And whereas a fully trained consultant, you're just learning how to use a robot to do something you know how to do already. Mm-hmm. So there's quite a big difference. So for a fellow, probably it's in the 25 to 50 range. I mean, I haven't.
There's a succession by certain surgery
cases, yeah. So on a normal day when we didn't have the audit day, there'd be 2 cases on. So Claire would do 2. And you can see now I haven't actually yet said anything useful to Claire the whole case. I've just been getting in her way and poking. So, you could regard that as well, are you trained? So, and I'm sort of here more for the sort of safety bits and hints and tips. Or just to shut up. But actually, the sneaky reason for maybe thinking if you're here for a few months, we can grab you is that actually it might even be better for people like Claire, and we've got another very good registrar called Ben, to have you at the bedside, because we don't have very many assistants. Syed's here today, but none of the sides would probably be busy doing things just because of audit day.
Absolutely.
So you might be able to be the only. Yeah, you might be able to be the only robotic assistant, and then they could do cases themselves. So she's getting quite close to finishing off lymph nodes. So we're going to be grabbing this pretty soon. I'd actually go in now, really. There you go. Right. In you go. She's ready. So, yeah. So now just horizontal and stay still in her view. That's it. Yeah. Open. And then freeze. Let her put it in. It's bashing, is it? Yeah. That's right. Just roll with it. Okay. See if that all comes out.
Yeah. So out.
What's this one?
Station 7. Gimme. Okay.
It's like those little crocodile things you had when you were a kid.
Yeah. Take them out, because then there's no chance you've left anything behind, and you can't make a sampling area if you don't sample. If you take it all out, you're not sampling. And these are going to come out soon. So, oh, sorry. Napat threw something on the floor. I saw him.
Things on the floor.
Yeah, I've done this for nil. Yeah.
Normally it's me.
It is. No. We're normally 50-50, aren't we?
Yeah.
No, it wasn't. Get yourself to the bottom of the chest just slowly. You've got time because you've not got it out yet. There you go. Now I put it right at the bottom. Now in and open, and just keep still. Right. Yeah.
All out.
It's this one. March 7. Yeah.
Too nicely filleted. So this. Sure, we'll see if we can get our assistant to it. So on a swab swap, let's take this in first and then get the other one out. If they ever asked to swap a swab, always go in with one first and then we'll try and grab the other one. So swab coming in. So did tell them. Yeah, and then just drop it. And now grab the end really hard. It's not quite the middle there. Just hold it again. Just we're trying to get Napat to do it. Now really grab that middle. Yeah, that's good. Grab. Now hold really tight. Okay. And then, easy. It has little bits of resistance, doesn't it? I think you've just got two, haven't you? There. Okay. Yeah.
There you go.
There you go. Yeah. Awesome. Very good. Okay, put it in there, not just otherwise you Okay. So you get a bit of a view of the lobes of the lungs. There's lower lobe and upper lobe. The tumour's at the back here somewhere. I haven't quite exactly seen it yet.
Did they already take like a sample of the?
I think they have. I think off the top of my head, can't remember. I think it's adeno, but yeah, I think they have taken some. It's quite a goodish size, so it is proven. But if it wasn't proven, we would probably still take that out just because the looks of it, because it does look a lot like a cancer. So now we're over the top. This gets really good an anatomical view. That's the superior vena cava where my sucker is. That's huge. That's draining. That's draining the whole of. Yeah, so that's the SVC, and just to the front of it, to the front.
What's the structure of that? Just
To the left, there's a sort of corrugated thing, which is the trachea where my sucker is now. That's the trachea. So that's the single trachea which splits. So where we were down here doing that subcrenal station was actually the airway going to the opposite lung, which we saw quite well actually. So we'd got all that out. So, and you can see that ligus going into the SVC. OMG. OMG. Are we going to have to make do with a glove? I know. I'm the naughty boy. Yeah, I'm really bad. You all right, Min? Happy? Yeah, just bored? Thinking about. Oh, good. Yes. Oh, that's good. That's good. Yeah.
It's on camera.
Everything we're
Use
talking
that
about.
glove.
Oh yeah, shit. Yeah, no, I didn't actually even recommend a glove because you'd instantly kill a patient if you used a glove in the chest, like everyone else freaking does, and like the whole world.
Yeah. Not quite then, yeah.
There she blows. So Claire's taking out a lymph node, but actually probably 70% of her brain is kind of going, the biggest blood vessel that I'm going to see is just below it. So that white thing there that she's just found is the pulmonary artery. That's the one that if you make a hole, 2.5 litres come out. So it's once you've identified, it's identifying your enemies. So if you can see them, you know where they are. And that's why taking out the lymph nodes is so useful, because we know where everything is. So. So some lymph nodes are going to come out pretty soon. So maybe it's going to go higher up in the chest. Oh, there it is. Actually, no, you carry on. I'll help you to get there. There you go. A big one. So just try and get it all in his grasp. Yep, close. Should be all right. Yeah. See if that all comes out. Yeah, so that little dangly bit I was just watching because I was wondering if that was gonna. Yeah. What? So there's this little thing that can often knock off the lymph node. Whoever worried, just take that cap off and you can take it out without any resistance. And equally, if you lose it, you can just flip off that lid. It's often just in the cap. Yeah. So that's. Yeah, it's good for keeping the CO2 seal, but it does knock off lymph nodes. Some people, without wanting to be a stuck record, some people take all the lymph nodes out in a little thumb of a glove or something. There's another lymph node here. So just a tiny bit. Some people always take lymph nodes all out in a little mini bag
Yeah.
just to stop it splatting. That's it. See if you can see that come out. If you put it on the ground there, then
Oh yeah.
Becky can take it out.
That tiny bit, yeah.
She gets to sit down as well. Maybe we should get chairs.
Yeah.
I think 5 out of 7 days that I was in.
Really? Are you like Ralph's busy mate now? He loves
I
you.
was chill. Yeah, it's been a chill week. I was sleeping yesterday.
Yeah.
Sleeping the day before.
Yeah. Oh, that's nice. A happy day. Is Ralph not happy after his holiday? You can't tell.
So is Ralph the dog or is Ralph someone?
Yeah.
I don't know.
You know, it's one of our surgeons.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Sorry, I thought you did
I
that.
think he just like looks funny because he just stuff his out shouting. Yeah.
Oh,
So he asked me to do this. Picture a bit more angled. Yeah, I thought him which way went. It's more angled.
Small. Yes. Which angle? There are 180 angles that you could have. Yeah. Probably 360, really. Yeah. Choose an angle. Yeah.
oh, Ralph White.
Yes. Yes.
Oh, yeah, he's my surgeon mentor.
Oh, there you go. There you go, you lucky guy.
Yeah.
He calls a spade a spade.
My mates told me he was a really good teacher, so
No, he's
Ah.
actually
Yeah.
There you go.
just very strict. It's like,
Yeah.
Wow.
yeah.
I don't think he'd say that. He just says things in very directed ways. So, you know,
Oh.
yeah, I don't think he realizes he does it then. I think he just thinks it's telling people. I think if you were to ask him afterwards, oh, you know, when you told me about that suture, he'd go, no, I'm just telling you. He wouldn't be thinking, no, I was angry. I don't think he is angry when he says it. Okay, that could get somebody angry. Stabbing people, that's fair enough. Oh, right. Well, opposites. Maybe it's proper importance. He's not angry. I thought that is a reward for you, lucky thing. Yeah. It sounds like a brilliant award. An award any scrub nurse would love. Champagne? Nope. Yeah, yeah. Yeah. Talk to the hand because the face ain't listening. Yeah.
I mean, I've only met him once. Is that how I should act around him then? Go on for the remainder of the year.
You have, yes. Lucky thing. Did we actually open that Burt bag? Did we? Is that on the table? Well, I'd like the smallest one that exists, which apparently is still enormous, but yeah, this one might end up a bit too big to go in, just be tugged out. Hello. What? Yeah, I know. It's good, isn't it? I look awesome, I think, in my head. Well, we're actually just trying it out. Yes, there's not 20 people in a classroom. That was last week. Trending, yes, we're trending. Yeah, that would be good. Maybe we could get clearance for that. Yeah, no, we did it to 20 people in a classroom last week. So actually, you know, for medical students, you could sit all in your medical student area and you could all log on and just watch from there and have cups of tea and slag us off going, this is slow and crap.
I know this YouTube channel.
Yeah, yeah, let's do live. No, I would get arrested, wouldn't I? Oh, this one? Yeah, no, this isn't going for white. This is just for teacher-trainer relationshipy. Let's see how things are going. Good records.
Voiceover after, so you don't even have to include any of the audio.
Yeah, so I've actually got 250 videos on my YouTube channel. So yes, I'm a bit of an obsessive on videos. So yeah, we'll have to get you going on them. But yeah, so we normally narrate afterwards. But so this is just a sort of new technology thing where you can record everything live just to see what you're going to do with it. So I want to check out that I can do it, and then we can work out what we do with it. And the kind of good thing about it is it does allow you to do live in the moment narration, because it does sound quite nice on a video if you're talking about the operation as you're doing it. It's just a bit different because everybody else's videos is post-operative narration.
So trying to
But then
the fan base going.
yeah, well, we're actually thinking about doing this for something very different. A little bit like, well, we train registrars, and registrars then you have to sign them off as competent to be a consultant thoracic surgery, and it's quite a big deal, really. So there's a lot of very strict criteria to attain, and kind of currently. We don't actually have the there's just a little branch there, isn't it, off the esophagus? I'm sure you've seen that. Just be titchy bit careful there. So we don't actually have that much technology to sort of, so I could show this to other surgeons and go, do you think this person's good enough to be a consultant? Yeah. What we do is we sit down and fill in some forms where I write, in my opinion, I think they are good or not good. Yeah. So actually this could be an amazing new way to, if you just record all your cases, then, because we basically have this training board, and every 6 months the registrars go up to it and they look through it all looking very stern, going, that was good or that wasn't good. That's, you've done enough or you haven't done enough. But actually, if they could watch the videos, then they can actually really tell if somebody is good enough to be a consultant, because a surgeon will really easily be able to tell on a video. Whereas just bits of papers with, in my opinion, this went to this level or that level, it was set up 20 years ago. I had that system. So, but now we can record so easily. Why not? Absolutely. There's a new website called CSAT where surgeons can upload their videos unedited. And then for 50 quid, you can get a mentor to write a feedback on your video. So that's where the idea came from, because I was one of those mentors. It's nice, I got 50 quid each time. But actually it was a great idea because you could just write loads of things like, oh, I would have done this different, that different, or well done, you're doing it just right. And actually I'm sure it was tremendously helpful for the people receiving that mentorship, which was proven by the fact people signed up to it and paid money for it. But again, it did seem like the future of teaching and training.
Yeah, no, absolutely. It does sound like quite useful. Practical.
Yeah. So in the UK, it's still a fact that the first day you're a consultant, you could actually just operate for the next 25 years, not see a single other surgeon operate, not have another consultant watch you operate, and you could get to the end of your career. So how would you learn over those 25 years? How would you develop? How would you keep up with current trends? The answer is there is no mechanism, really. There's a sort of mechanism, I have to go and get correct points, CME points of going to some conferences and doing some learning, but you might never actually ever see another surgeon actually do an operation for 20 years. So these ways, especially robotics, where you can watch the videos in the leisure of your house, that makes it very easy for people to keep up with each other and see the sort of cutting edge. That's why I love watching all these surgical videos. You don't have to travel anymore to the ends of the earth to go and see the best surgeon that you think exists. Just sit down with a cup of tea and watch it.
Is there like a recording software on the DaVinci machine or not really?
There is, but it costs 7,000 quid. Oh, it actually costs 20,000 quid. There's a new thing called the Hub, the Intuitive Hub. Yeah. So it's a crap rip-off. And really, what they should do is they should just put it as a non-optional part of it, and and just charge it with the 1.5 million. But they like to have some optional ones so that managers can think they're saving money by saying no to a few options, which is kind of tedious. So basically, we either use this, which is called Rod and Cones, or I've got something called an Elgato Game Gear, which is a video collection device used by gamers to collect their World of Warcraft games. So, but it works just the same. So we collect it but it's on your laptops. It's not.
I wonder if
it's not a good.
So you could just upload it.
Yeah, well, for literally 7 years in this trucks, we've been flagging up that we need that, and it's not acceptable to have it on your laptops because they're not. That just fails a lot of data collection laws, but the trust won't pay for an alternative solution. So it's actually on something called the risk register of the hospital. Yes, we'd like to fix it, but we want to fix it for no pence.
Yeah, I understand what's it, confidentiality and everything, but you're not telling to from the inside of someone's body.
Well,
very difficult.
I've once had a lawyer contact me saying, could you show me the video of a patient? It happened to be a patient that someone else had operated on. I was doing a redo, and they wanted to see what the situation was. Actually, maybe it should be part of the medical record.
Yeah.
In the Mayo Clinic, it's a routine part of the medical record. It's recorded automatically and goes straight onto your record like your CT scan.
Yeah.
And because actually it should be. So what if someone makes a mistake or leaves some cancer in? You could go to the video and see if where the recurrence was. Did they have trouble? And that could be great. So I don't see why. The only reason it's not part of the medical record is because we're not recording it. The angiograms for stenting are part of the medical record. You record all the stent images when you stent for cardiology. So when you do a TIVA or a stenting in radiology, they record all the images of the stenting, just because it's easy, because you press a button, because it's in radiology and it all records. It's going to cost extra money for us to do it. It will do. I mean, when you're ancient, it'll be routine, and you'll go, God, they never used to record anything. They used to just crack on.
It's definitely going to be another host of problems though, and I'm holding grey.
Yeah, well, just get things that get better. The next technology is overlay technology. Well, instead of just seeing this, there'll be an overlay from the CT scan, and Clare will be able to see where the pulmonary artery is and see where lots of things are that are just under the fat. And probably there'll be some dye inject that selectively will fluoresce in the tumour, so we'll be able to see where the tumour is and whether they've gone into lymph nodes. So that's all pretty close, really. Sorry. Where are you from? Are you from down south or Newcastle? Or?
No, I'm from Thailand.
Oh, you actually live there?
Yeah, I used to
okay. Right, okay.
Moved over to Newcastle.
Right, because you said one of them was Thai, but yeah, I didn't really. Actually, you've got a very English accent.
Because my dad just sounds like he just left off. He's from Northampton.
Oh, is he? Yeah. Northampton? Oh, right. Okay. I did my first SHO job in Northampton. It's all right. It was in 1997. Were you born?
No.
Oh, crap. That's annoying. Get this guy out of my face. You weren't either? Oh, bollocks. Crap. Yeah, well, it's probably changed. So what, you did your schooling in Thailand, did you?
Yes, I went to school in the sixth form down in Reading. and
Okay.
that made my accent quite posh. And then
Anywhere nice? What school did you go to?
Reading School.
Oh,
Yeah, so
I probably could have
didn't
guessed
really
that.
get quite
Could have guessed that.
Yeah.
Reading School in. Yeah. Oh,
That was good. And then ended up coming up here slowly, sadly, with a posh accent. Still got it though. It's lovely, but
well. Mhm.
you made me say like Midlands and up north. Your train.
Yeah, I went ever further north following my wife, who surprised me to say she wanted to work in Cumbria, which is about the only county that doesn't have a heart-lung. BLOCK blocks good. The cones of doom are out. Sure. I'm going to take the camera out. So there's a button there and there's one on the other side, just the same. Squeeze and it come out. That and just pull it out. And that's great. And then we'll give it a little clean like this. We've got the pipe cleaner. And we just look on the screen to check it's clean. And you want to put it back in. So that first. So I'll just do that quickly. Okay, go for it.
You have to line it up or anything.
Yeah, and then, yeah. And then you wait. That might go green. If it goes green, you just push. So just push until it'll stop itself.
Oh, okay.
There you go. That's over to them. So if it goes green, it goes back into the position it remembers. Sometimes it doesn't do that because for whatever reason you've wiggled a bit and you have to put it in yourself. But if it goes green, it's very easy to put an instrument back in. So we've had a play with the bronchus at the back, and now this is the vein. So the pumping thing at the front, obviously the atrium, and actually coming out of the atrium, or going into the atrium more precisely, the pulmonary veins go into the left atrium, just under there. So that's probably right atrium there. So, yeah.
Okay. So is that just now the last few lymph nodes, or is she's still more?
It's actually wanted to be absolutely sure that she's got the correct vein arrangement. So higher up there is the right upper lobe vein. She thinks she's found the middle lobe vein there, and she was just looking lower down to make sure there's a lower lobe vein and satisfy herself that there's a vein going to the lower lobe. Yeah, you can always have a look at the oblique fissure and flop it forward a bit, have a bit of a nosy, see what goes to what. But yeah, just like you, I think it's pretty convincing. I think that looks. So this is where you get to see that's the middle lobe, and then upper lobe, and then lower lobe. So this is we're just doing it to look at the drainage, but actually you can see how there are 3 separate lobes in the chest. So, and then she's just confirming that. Yeah, I would entirely agree with you. And Syed agrees. Triple E. So we've got a triple checked. Triple checked. Oh, and a compliment. Even better. Wow. So they say doctors know that you've got 2 lungs. Cardiac surgeons know that you've got 5 lobes of lung, and thoracic surgeons know that you've got 20 segments. So within the upper lobe, there's a variety of segments. Actually, that's the upper lobe, but actually there's an apical segmental vein, and so there's 3 segments of the upper lobe. So it is possible in very small tumours to only take, these segments to further preserve lung if it's a small tumour. The cutoff's kind of 20 millimetres, and this one is just on that. So, and he's so fit that 20 millimetres, there's some papers, lots of papers actually, to say that a lobe's better just because of the recurrence. But below 20, then it says equivalent really. So with a few little caveats. So she's just looking above the vein, and after the vein should be the pulmonary artery, which you've already seen. She's cleaned a bit and just wants to see that a bit more. Why use the second arm when you could use the third arm? Yeah, just give that a bit more of a...
Is that her switching between the 2?
Yeah, it's clever, isn't it? There's a little kick switch she's got. And so she can kick and just retract, because...
Is it better to have just 2 hands on the screen and just do the third one somewhere else?
Yeah, well, your third arm is to do all your retraction, and then... so this arm is actually extremely useful, because now before this lung was flopping over, now I've got a beautiful view of the pulmonary artery there, and so you've helped yourself. So that surgery, you've got to get an assistant to do that, or some other silly techniques, but here you can help yourself. So yeah, you've got 3 arms in robotic world, which fortunately in the real world we don't yet. Maybe we'll be able to get one plumbed on.
Robotics in that.
That would be nice, yeah.
I wonder why they stopped at 3 rather than any more.
They're just less useful. So there's another robotic company called Versus. You can have up to 6 in the chest, but there's no point.
Yeah.
And so nobody could find a reason to have 6 in the chest, because 1 to assist and 2 to operate to be enough. And equally, the other things we're going to do is like stapling. So there's no point having a stapler in the whole case waiting.
Exactly.
You just swap them. So, and it's another hole to go wrong and hurt. So it is possible to have more, but nobody can think of the point.